got some nerve, don't they? I mean, these Asian Americans are just getting out of hand. I understand that they're losing their house, they're losing everything they worked hard for, but it's from your own attitude. It's because you didn't stand up for the people that you're supposed to serve. You went to the black communities because you wanted to serve them. But when the black community needs you to stand up against your own Rick Child for unaliving that black boy, you are silent. You turned your head on us and you're mad that we're taking our dollars away. You're very entitled. So I came across these individuals, Asian Americans and Black Americans, and they are saying they're threatening to do something. If they can't get Trump involved, they're going to do something. So they want some type of war. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I wanted us to hear what they have to say. We need to keep being awake, because sometimes when we are asleep, the enemy comes in the dark. So watch this video, react, put your comments in, because I want to hear what you guys have to say.
As far as the Cyrus Belton situation, there are some Asian people who are getting on social media and saying that they understand why we're not supporting their businesses, choosing not to support their businesses, and that they aren't racist and yada, yada, yada. And they still want us to support them even though they're in our communities. But you're not doing anything to stand with Black people, or better yet, in front of Black people when situations like these arise. So instead of just saying, oh, I'm not racist, how about you do something? How about you get out there and protest with those Black people in your community? How about y'all close your business for a day? Close your business for a day, put a sign on your door and say that I stand with the Black community, or I stand with Cyrus Belton, and you don't condone violence. Close your business for a day in solidarity and support. Asian communities talk to each other. Y'all have communities within the community and y'all talk to each other. Y'all all get together for a day or two, whatever, and close your business in solidarity and support of Black people not condoning this brutality. Make your business a safe place for Black people, Black children in these communities. Like, it's not that difficult. Saying that you are not racist and you support Black people and you love Black people, it's just not enough. It's just not enough in this date and time. You're going to have to put some action behind that. So I need y'all to come up with something else, because it's not enough.
Seeing history repeat itself in the Rick Chow case is genuinely disgusting and disheartening. I think what's adding to that feeling is seeing some of the Asian American community's responses on TikTok reacting to people saying they're going to boycott Asian businesses and only deciding to speak on that point. There is so much internalized anti-blackness in the Asian community, and I'm speaking on this as someone who's half Chinese and half Black, to the point where someone can literally be murdered in cold blood, and your concern is people online saying they're going to boycott Asian businesses. It's really something to consider, and it runs so deep that I don't even know what to do about it at this point.
I saw this thing online of how the Black people are not going to these salons, or this. They are seriously boycotting these Asian people. We are not funding them anymore. It's empty. Look at this. I thought it was a joke. Ain't nobody in there. Wow, look at this. They are not playing. Talking all of that shit about the niggas, and the niggas ain't going in there to buy you nothing. Wow, I thought it was a joke, but they are not playing with these Asian people. Ain't nobody in there. Saying they don't need the black dollar.
I said this on my story, and I'm going to say it right here. There are 3 groups within Black society who is going to continue to spend their money with Asians, even though they have come across these apps and showed blatant disrespect. The first one is the young Black female who goes to the beauty supply and the nail shop in her bonnet, slides with long socks, and biker shorts. They are going in there come hell or high water. They don't care about the disrespect, the discrimination, or the racism. Business as usual. Then you got the second group. the black immigrants. Not all of them, but you know who you are. Those immigrants who feel like they are exempt from the discrimination and racism that black Americans receive on a daily basis. They feel like they are exempt. And then the third group, who I feel is the most dangerous, and that is the group of black folk, where as long as it don't show up to their front door, as long as they are not personally affected, as long as it is not somebody that they know or love who was hurt or harmed, they don't give a fuck. All three of those groups are going to continue to spend their money. Tell me I'm wrong.
So every time I drop a package off to like an Asian salon or a restaurant, it's empty. Like the last salon I went to, the workers were sitting in a chair, just, vibing, chilling. Like, they're serious.
Black folks boycotting Asian businesses isn't just about this one Cyrus and Rick Chow incident. Black people have been saying for years that they're tired of being treated like criminals when shopping at Asian businesses, even though FBI reports show that over 80% of anti-Asian crime is done by whites, not blacks. Black folks are tired of being negatively talked about in Asian languages, which I have witnessed as I speak Vietnamese. Black folks are tired of pouring black dollars into Asian businesses without Asian dollars being reciprocated back into black businesses. Black folks are tired of Asian businesses not hiring local black folks or pouring any resources back into the local black communities those Asian shops are in. Choosing to support black-owned businesses over Asian-owned ones isn't discrimination. It's a deliberate choice to invest in their own community. Discrimination would be actively denying people rights, services, or respect based on their race. They're not denying Asian people our rights to do business. They're just exercising their right to choose to do business where they feel respected and safe. The Asian businesses that have made an effort to contribute back to the social fabric of the black communities they're in and form real relationships with the people in those black communities will probably not suffer as much as the ones who have not made black folks feel safe or respected. I mean, ultimately, I would love for folks to discern where they put their dollars based on how they're treated instead of race. But I understand that many black folks are hurting from the current anti-black rhetoric coming from some Asian folks online post the Cyrus and Rick Chow verdict. Those racist Asian folks do not represent all of us.
Saying you gonna boycott Asians while being on an Asian app is insane to me.
See, this is what we mean when we say everybody ain't gonna go and can't go, nor do we want black Americans like this lady to come with us. Ma'am, you don't know our people, because if you did, you know that every crack and crevice of everything you do via apps and the internet was either created by black Americans or co-created by us. But don't worry, that's why I'm here to teach people like you and your bogus gotchas, because guess what? Without Dr. James E. West, you wouldn't be able to record audio for your videos. He's the one who co-invented the fall electric microphone, which is used in 90% of our microphones today, including the one inside your phone. Without Dr. Mark Dean, your phone's internal components wouldn't even be able to talk to each other. He co-invented the IBM personal computer and the architecture that allows hardware components to communicate with a central processor. Without Jesse Russell, your phone wouldn't even have a digital cell signal. He invented the digital cellular base station, taking mobile phones out of cars and making modern mobile networks possible. Without Dr. Shirley Ann Jackson, the internet wouldn't be fast enough to host video platforms. Her foundational research in optical physics paved the way for the invention of fiber optic cables. Without Dr. Marion Croak, you wouldn't be able to stream video and audio over the internet. She pioneered VoIP, which is the underlying tech for all digital multimedia streaming and live feeds. Without Dr. Mark Hanna, your phone wouldn't be able to render smooth video and graphic filters. He's the one who designed it.
I'm serious about this shit. I'm not spending another damn dime with them after what Rick Chow did to 14-year-old Sarah.
Hi guys, we should all stop supporting Asian-owned businesses, is what I would say if I was fucking stupid. As much as my heart goes out to the Rick Chow case, you can't blame a whole community for one isolated incident. And for all those that say that they're gonna stop supporting Asian businesses, the clothes on your back probably came from China. And this isn't me condoning racism, it's just that you need to look at the bigger picture. And I do admit a lot of Asian people are racist. However, not everyone that's Asian is racist. I don't believe that any racism is correct, and I feel like we shouldn't be racist at all. However, I don't think we should be sabotaging Asian-owned businesses, especially since Asian Heritage Month just passed. Also, specifically, not supporting Asian businesses is also considered racist.
To the black community, I'm sorry. As a Vietnamese American, I am disgusted by those in the Asian community who are more upset about a boycott than the life of innocent Cyrus Carmack Belton. I was recently sitting on the George Floyd bench in Martin Luther King Park in Berkeley, the heart of the Vietnam War protests in the 60s, and was reminded of Dr. King's solidarity with the Vietnamese liberation, which ties to my solidarity with Black liberation. Growing up in the Midwest, I was taught to trust whites and fear Blacks, only to find the opposite is true in my adult life. I've experienced so much kindness and collective care in my interactions with Black folks, both in the US and abroad. Whereas the lack of consciousness or care around the violent systems created by and for white folks when trying to speak to white folks about it is astounding and makes me feel incredibly unsafe with most of them. Asian folks watching this, with internalized white supremacy who prefer proximity to white power over collective liberation, know that you are just a pawn being used by white supremacy in this model minority myth to divide and conquer. And if you had a negative one-on-one encounter with a Black person, remember that white violence at a systemic level kills millions upon millions and allows for one-on-one interactions with white folks to seem surface level nice because they're not forced into daily survival mode due to the privilege they've carved out with their massive systemic violence. So do not trust white nice because it turns unsafe real quick as soon as you dig beneath the surface to see that most white folks do not care that Western white supremacy culture is killing Black and brown folks daily. So while systemic trauma might have caused a negative one-on-one interaction with a Black person for you, remember that Black people are not killing millions of people on a systemic level. Remember how Black people played a central and pioneering role in the Vietnam War protests and stood in solidarity with oppressed Asian people. Do not abandon our allies. We owe the Black community so much because our rights as non-white people in the US were hard fought for by Black folks. So thank you to the Black community for all that you do. Rest in power, Cyrus Carmack Belton.
Yes, there is an Asian boycott going on because the man killed an innocent Black boy who was found to have had nothing, didn't steal a thing, left the backpack where he told him, still chased him and shot him. You know what? That's not the first time it happened though, because in 1991, the exact same thing happened to a 15-year-old Black girl. Then you're talking about white people wearing bonnets. You mean the same thing we were called ghetto for, the same thing we were talked down for, the same thing the internet drug us for, same language that y'all like to call slang that y'all used to drag us for, mock us for, say we were dumb and illiterate for speaking, just for us to do it so long, even after y'all talked about us, that y'all started doing it y'all self. You get what I'm saying? That's what you're not understanding. You went from calling me racist because I explained the history of racism, because I explained the history of Black people, because I explained the history of Ebonics, to talking about the things that a lot of Black people are doing. I have not mentioned an Asian boycott once. I have not mentioned bonnets once. You're just doing what a lot of white people do, which is try to be racist and undermine the Black experience. And when you're called out for it, then you want to start bringing up everything that has nothing to do with what we're talking about, except the fact that Black people are involved. And in doing that, you're really telling on yourself, but y'all do that just so you can justify disrespecting a race of people over not understanding. And no, I won't say all white people, because it's not all white people. All white people don't choose to try to dismantle the history that we know to be true. All white people don't choose to constantly disrespect Black people by trying to tell them that they did not go through what they went through, just to try to take the style that was developed through the oppression and tell us that it does not belong to us. Y'all push that oppression on us. The oppression belongs to us, but the style that came out of it is for everybody. All white people do not try to sit up and take the culture, the hairstyles, the likeness of Black people and then tell Black people to suck it up and that they don't own it. There are most definitely white people in the world who can identify and associate with Black culture without trying to oppress Black people. There are, most definitely, just not you. The same thing that started this was Ebonics. You know what Ebonics is? Ebony phonics, that they turned into AAVE. You know why it's African American Vernacular English? Because even though it's classified as English, they wanted to be able to say those niggers did that, not us. That's what it is. And that's really what you're saying. I sat up and I explained it to you. I was very nice. Then I told you about the history of white people. And once again, if it does not apply, let it fly. If you are not racist like your ancestors, if you do not hate black people, if you're not trying to oppress black people, then it has nothing to do with you. But you are so hit. You have been hollering for the past, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. And every single comment you leave, I'm going to respond, because I'm never going to be one of those black people that sit up and let a white person disrespect them, their history, and their heritage. I can respect you, but I will never respect you until you can respect me. You know why? Because you have a history of disrespecting not only my people and everybody else, but you think I'm supposed to bow down and allow you to tell me what we do and do not own, even though those same people who named it African American Vernacular English knew one thing that you don't. It is our language. So no, my friend, you are the one refusing to accept the reality. And do you know why? Because you've never had to.
The problem is we need to stop boycotting and start being hyper intentional about our investments in the black community. Let me cook. There's a lot of attention on the Asian community and its relationship with the black community. And we've been here before, okay? If you are over the age of 30, you know that we have had cycles of this same discussion over several decades. My thing is, why don't we stop putting the attention on who is not supporting us? Because that's just giving them more opportunities to call us a whole bunch of N-words and other slurs like I've been seeing on the internet. And instead, consider every single time these moments come up, how many ways can I add black folks to my lifestyle? How often can I hire, patronize, support black and brown businesses and individuals in our community? Oh, there's issues with professionalism and consistency and etc. within the black community and black businesses. We hear it all the time, but guess what? The people that have been robbing you the most, the people who have done you the most disservice, are corporations owned by people that are not black. I don't want you to just, in the month of June, support black businesses. I'm talking about a lifestyle shift. And then I want you to multiply that lifestyle shift times community. So among your friend group, how can you all invest in each other? Emotionally, spiritually, financially? How can you all learn skills and trades and gain knowledge in certain ways that you can share with one another to distribute knowledge and wealth even amongst each other? If you're like me and you're a small business owner, when you use contractors, who do you go to? Who do you give second chances to? You know what can actually spark a revolution? Not the type of revolution that overhauls an entire system, but one that actually impacts a community both locally and hyper locally. It's community building and intentional investment in the people that are within X amount mile radius of you. Don't give up on your community just so you can be disappointed by another one and end up having to boycott them. Stop fanning the flames of this fire and pivot towards where your energy is actually required.
Black people are boycotting Asian businesses after one incident, but they're still shopping at white businesses. First off, this isn't one incident. There have been multiple cases of Asian people hate criming and unaliving black people, specifically black children. And it's almost always been done by Asian people who own businesses that are catered to or marketed toward the black community, which is weird, but it's what they do. And yes, I know this comes as a shock to many, but black people are going to feel more disrespected by a fellow POC group that's really in the same boat as us, treating us poorly. The same thing goes for the Hispanic community, for example. Black people get so hurt by them saying the N-word and being racist toward us because we're supposed to be the ones sticking together, not going against each other. I don't understand why that's a hard concept for y'all to grasp. Also, and there's plenty of Asian people that will tell you this themselves, a lot of Asian people, especially Asian Americans, crave white validation, and that's exactly why they rather beef with the black community and pick a bone with us rather than the oppressors that we both share. So if we're using that logic, aren't Asian people also doing the same thing? Let's not forget the H-Mart drama. Fighting racism with racism isn't the answer. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that there aren't racist black people, especially right now. We have racists in our community just like every other community. But putting those people aside, boycotting has nothing to do with race or racism at all. There's nothing wrong with black people noticing a pattern and deciding to spend their money within our own community than with Asian people who want our money but not our presence. And I'm saying this as a black person who recently had to stop shopping at my go-to beauty supply because I was accused of stealing by the Korean owners. I was not stealing. I literally touched my pocket because I thought that I had dropped something, and this dude flew from behind the counter to accuse me of stealing and then started looking real stupid when I said I didn't have anything in my pocket. I do not suddenly hate all Asian people for their actions at all, and I can understand why my community is fed up. I can also understand where some of y'all are coming from, and I'm not going to sit up here and defend blatant racism because I'm not a racist. I don't seem to understand that the reason why most black people are upset right now is because a lot of people from the Asian community are also using this as a time to spew racism and deflect instead of just simply admitting that this person who is a part of their community was in the wrong in this situation. They're making videos saying that we're chimping out over being reasonably upset about a young black boy dying for no reason. Somehow every single video I've seen of an Asian person or a non-black person talking about all this discourse still won't address the amount of racism coming from Asian people, and it's instead trying to pin it all on the black community. Y'all are showing y'all true colors right now, and the lack of accountability is the real issue.
What about y'all? But
I'm tired of black people using the race card all the time.
Whatsoever, I'm just going to go ahead and point it out. For the most part, nail salons here in the United States are owned by Vietnamese people. Rick Chow's from Hong Kong. Do you guys care? I don't know. At this point, it just seems like you're using this as an excuse to just not support Asians. So I feel like there needs to be a little bit of introspection as to why that is, because it's a really weird jump to go from one murder trial with one Asian man to I'm going to stop supporting all Asians totally.
Because Asian guy, if you're so bold, if you don't need the black dollar, here's the thing. Do what the white...
Now that Asians are reacting to the Asian boycott by foundational Black Americans are getting scared now. They're feeling the pinch. They're feeling the threat of their economic situation inside the United States. The fact of the matter is, globally speaking, Asians and Latinos in general have more economic output, and they have a lot more economic influence to determine whether or not someone's culture is going to become successful internationally or not. That's how like acculturation sort of happens. It's kind of related. You need influence, you need money, you need power to some kind of degree in order for you to expand your influence, especially culturally. So Black Americans are in panic mode because they're picking fights with everybody, and some of us are pulling out.
Yes, those two black girls are dead wrong. Calling Chinese restaurants and placing orders and not going to pick up is a horrible thing to do. And on the other end, Asian restaurants, Asian grocery stores, Asian whatever, when they profile black people, that is fucking horrible. This weird black community on TikTok that likes to boycott everything for the tiniest thing, they have absolutely gone on steroids. Which is fine. I don't care. They could do whatever they want. I'm not here to stop them, especially since they don't want to really listen to reason. It seems nowadays that they rather care about clicks and the whole I own you thing more than having a conversation or the truth or work together and be better as a group and community.
The black community now is calling for more Asian hate because Asian store owner Rick Chow.
No, we are not calling for anti-Asian hate. We are calling for a boycott. Boycott and anti-Asian hate are two separate things. Hating on Asians would mean black people going out there and committing acts of violence against Asian people. Boycotting Asian businesses means that black people will not be spending money at Asian stores, restaurants, nail salons, liquor stores, hair supply stores, dry cleaners, laundromats, electronic stores. Hitting you economically, that's where it's going to hurt you at, not going out there and causing violence against you.
And to the people who got something to say about people boycotting Asian businesses, why is it bothering you? Let's start there. Even the black people coming out and critiquing it, why is it bothering you? Why? Is it bothering you that black people don't want to spend their dollars with people that treat them like crap? Tell me. Finally, black people are coming together some sort of way. Why is that bothering anybody? Please, somebody get up here and tell me. Why? Why is that bothering? Oh, they could be doing this. There's people do. That's great. Let it start somewhere. It's not hurting nobody but them pockets of them Asian people who want to treat us bad. Don't act like this just started. Like I said, back since the 90s, I've been getting treated like all kind of Asian shops. So what's the problem?